All right, scholars, let's kind of do a quick review of the financial statements, especially the government-wide financial statements. Obviously, your basic financials will be the government-wide and the funds and the notes to the financial statements. Well, there is required supplementary information. Big part of that is going to be the MD&A, Management's Discussion and Analysis. Then we have the basic financials, as we mentioned. You also have the pension and budget infrastructure information, as well as some non-major fund and variances associated with it. When you look at these items, you're going to have the CAFRA, in this case, which is the introductory section. Then you're going to have the MD&A. Notice both of those go before the government-wide financial statements, the funds and the notes. Then you have the pension, the budget, the infrastructure. You have non-major funds. And then finally, you have the statistical section. Let's study a little bit about the management discussion and analysis. It's going to be a description of the statements, the primary government and discrete components, economic conditions and outlook, and major initiatives. In U.S. GAAP, for regular commercial accounting, the MD&A is all about through the eyes of management, seeing how the organization is performing. And to a large extent, it's exactly the same thing for the government-wide financial reporting. It's through the eyes of management. What are the opportunities? What are the threats? What are the potential issues coming up? And how is management viewing the future? You'll notice then on our next slide right here, we have the government-wide financials, and you have two of them. The balance sheet, known as the statement of net position, and the income statement, known as the statement of activities. We then have the fund financial statements. We have the major funds, which have a 10% and a 5% test, as we've discussed. You have the governmental, which are GRASP. We have the proprietary, C. And then we have the fiduciary, CHIPO. And remember, the CHIPO are not included in the government-wide financial statements. We then have the notes to the financial, which would have generic disclosures, as well as some very specific disclosures. And then we get down to supplementary information. And this would be budget comparison reports. How did we do? Infrastructure information, as well as some pension information associated with this. And then we have the other supplementary information, combining statements for non-major funds, variances between adopted and final amended budget, if there's been any changes, and finally, variances between the final budget and the actual numbers to explain why we were under, why we were over. Those are the fundamental items that you should be aware of. And we just want to make sure that you have them before you try the next problem.